All right. Maybe. Here we go. There's my mug. Give it a minute. Put it out there for all the fine folks in all of the lands. Maybe. Everything wants to go slow today.
Says you're live.
All right, we are live. I'm talking about trying to load it onto apps for fine
That's
folks.
what my subscription says. We are live.
We are live. Not BR live. We are live. And hello, everyone. And welcome to this week's edition, this late edition of the Just Us Marks Wrestling Recap Show. I am the Athletic Geek, joined once again on the other end of the tin can string by Easy.
Hello, everybody. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Usually not Thursday. Usually Thursdays, but I had a great time at Anafight Underground and met a lot of great wrestling fans at Anafight Underground and saw some deathmatch wrestling yesterday, so well done. And also
Who died?
have... What?
Who died?
Mickey Knuckles almost did.
Damn it.
She's okay. She's okay, but it was bad. It was bad.
Yeah, I got you.
And also we have Eric Wade on the other end of the tin can string. We already have people filing in. Oh, we're doing good, Ms. Ace. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for showing up on this different night. A little bit of a different sort of vibe this week. Really weird when we always have to do the Friday shows. It feels like something's up. You know what I mean? But if you've never seen this show before, this is the Just Us Marks Wrestling Recap Show. I met these gentlemen at All In and StarCast. We love wrestling, we love talking wrestling, we love sharing our love of wrestling with other passionate fans like each and every one of you out there. However, just like each and every one of you out there, we're just fans. Our opinions are just that of a fan. We avoid insider terms because at the end of the day, we're not insiders, we're not wrestlers. We're just a bunch of marks. And there's a lot to talk about. And let's just get started with Elimination Chamber. What did everybody think of this particular card?
I kind of was texting you guys earlier. It's like, did I seriously call last week that The Miz was gonna cash in? Because we were all unsure whether that was actually gonna happen.
Right.
So that was honestly, that to me was actually a shock. That's like, holy shit, that actually happened.
Now, there is a part of me that is scared to death that The Miz is going to main event WrestleMania with the WWE title against, what's his name? Horrible Hair, I guess. I don't know. Angry Rabbit. Bad Bunny, that's his name.
Please, for the love of God, no.
I'm kind of proud of Horrible Hair, I'm not going to lie.
Bad Bunny can keep the 24/7 belt.
Oh, I'm sorry you're offended, Michelle, but yeah, I was in an indie show last night. We had one, so I postponed it till tonight. Sorry. But yeah, I'm not angry about The Miz winning. It's just kind of like, I don't know. It's not bad. I'm just not connecting overall. I mean, this is where people like friends of Eric and myself, are claiming that I'm nothing but just strictly an AEW mark because of this. But it's I don't have a problem with it. I'm just not excited about it. Does that make sense?
I guess, but again, it's I don't know. I think just overall, Elimination Chamber, finally was just unpredictable. But
it wasn't a bad show at all.
But did Reigns and Bryan really have to be that short?
That kind of bothered me.
I was like, guys, we don't have crowds anymore. You don't have to worry about a 4-hour main event. At least by then, the fans would already be asleep.
I mean, I know it's just kind of just trying to build it up for the Edge match, but Bryan really deserved better than that. That kind of did take me out a little bit because, as we know from the past,
Okay.
Roman and Bryan can have a good match.
And considering like that was the very next match, it's like, oh, squash match, Reigns wins. It's like, did you guys
I get that
maybe
it builds, it kind of gets that heat on Roman, but you know what I mean? It's like,
okay, then have him win later on. Like, but okay, but I'm not going to be surprised if Roman Reigns he's going to main event WrestleMania
oh, he
again.
is. He is. I'm sure he is. Him and Edge. It's fine. Like, I don't have a problem with that in concept. It's just kind of, I don't know. Eric, anything you want to add to this Elimination Chamber discussion?
Besides the main event where Miz, it seems like they threw everything at the wall because they're going to see what tries to stick. Because Lashley coming out for him and Drew kind of felt big. Him and Sheamus are still feuding. I thought AJ looked pretty good in the match too, so he can like
Great match.
Still,
One of
if
the
they
best.
have to pull a trigger, he can still headline like with Drew or I don't know.
Bobby,
not Roman. Leave Roman alone. But with Lashley, because that's what you were saying, like in our other group, our other friend popped for that. He was like, "Oh yeah," and at first I was like, "Yeah, I can see it. I want to see Lashley versus Drew. That'd be cool." But and then Miz cashing in, I didn't see it. I thought the Fiend, if anything, was going to return. I didn't expect the Miz to cash in and then win, but and then I expected him to lose right away on Raw the next day. But besides the WWE Elimination Chamber, I thought this was probably one of the worst pay-per-views I've seen in a while. Because
Right.
actually to
Chamber
win the
matches
first
weren't
one, but he
bad.
got taken out. Well, the whole thing was the whole card from front to bottom. Riddle won the U.S. Championship, which none of us wanted.
No.
Like last week, we predicted. Well, I guess who got replaced on this one? Because that was my pick to win.
Keith Lee.
Keith Lee, he got replaced or whatever. But then Jax, Nia Jax pinned Sasha, which I'm sure you don't care about, but like I don't want to see Nia Jax going over Sasha, especially. But like,
to just answer in the chat, Bad Bunny main events WrestleMania, then it's one of those. Anybody in the from the WWE that's like hating on AEW for having like Shaq involved at all, like you have no moral high ground to stand on anymore. I feel at that point. But continue, Eric. I'm sorry.
But I think the last thing was just I predicted. Oh well, that was the thing for the Universal Chamber match. I was into it at first. It seemed good. Like I was predicting Cesaro get a huge push and basically do what Daniel Bryan did. But the way as soon as Jey Uso super kicked him and then just won, I was pretty over it emotionally. I was like checked out. I was like, cool.
Right.
Whoever wins. And then Daniel Bryan winning was cool, but he lost, or like I said, he got squished right away too. So it was just kind of like, I don't know. I didn't care for it at all. I just don't. But the WWE Elimination Chamber match, I like that one. That was the only good.
The one from Raw,
in my whole opinion. But other than that, the entire pay-per-view with me was just like, ugh. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Hopefully Fastlane will be better, but I just don't think they put the time and attention into the Elimination Chamber that they needed to. I don't know why
they never
had
do,
to put it before
honestly.
Mania. They shouldn't put it right before Mania, though. It's kind of weird. Like Fastlane sounds cool because it's like the last stop before Mania when we do, whatever. But it's weird to have like a big match like that right before and right after the Rumble too. So it's like
I feel like we really don't need another pay-per-view in between Mania. We already got Elimination Chamber. That's it.
Well, I mean, they've always had since 1996. They've always had a pay-per-view in between.
Yeah, I don't mind one pay-per-view, but I don't need.
Oh, you're talking about two? Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah, the one pay-per-view I don't mind, which again, I still think we should just bring it back as No Way Out, but that's beside the point. But two pay-per-views, it's like, guys? Really?
Well, I mean, if they're going to do a pay-per-view, just have a pay-per-view. It doesn't have to be a gimmick pay-per-view. Save the gimmick one for later.
Right.
Later on a slow month. Because there's going to be a slow
Elimination Chamber used to be a SummerSlam thing, so what the hell?
So it was SummerSlam and New Year's Revolution and Survivor Series. And it was kind of all over the place.
That pay-per-view.
Hey, New Year's Revolution was always good. Don't knock that. That was when Edge cashed in and you had Shawn Michaels and Kurt Angle in the match. That was a good pay-per-view.
Sorry. I mixed up resolution for December to Dismember. Sorry.
Yeah.
I know that.
Don't put that evil on that, Ricky Bobby. Do not put that evil on that.
Well, you guys haven't said yet, but do you think that Miz is going to walk into Mania as the champion?
What was the
I'm
question?
afraid to say no because again, if me saying no will just inevitably lead to title versus title, and it won't be Hogan versus Ultimate Warrior title versus title. No, it'll be Miz versus what's the horrible hair, fucking ang- angry rabbit, that guy, that dude,
Bad Bunny. Uh-huh.
rapping rabbit. How about that? Rapping rabbit. I'm getting some real serious David Arquette WCW title vibes from that.
I
Well, Miz,
swear if
Miz
they do
faces him for
that,
the 24 title 7. I don't think Miz is going to walk into Mania as the champion. I think he's going to lose it at Fastlane.
I think he'll lose it to.
please, why? Come on, just give Miz
Honestly,
WrestleMania again.
I don't see this happening because I think it's actually a good idea. But okay, Mania's 2 nights this year. Why not for night 1? I would have maybe Lashley win it next week or at Fastlane, and do like a multi-man main event. You know, if the real main event's going to be the main event of night 2 with Roman and Edge. So for night 1, like, give everybody a main event. Give a
That's going to be weird, man.
make it Lashley versus Drew versus Sheamus versus Lashley, Drew, Sheamus, AJ. Have a fatal 4-way. If you want to do something crazy with it, do a ladder match, or do a 4-way Hell in a Cell match, or a 6-way Hell in a Cell match, and throw in a couple more guys. Do something like that for night 1, unless you want to have like the women main event night 1. You know what I mean?
Well, they should. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I don't like with the 2 nights. They could do a lot of possibilities.
I mean, a lot of people complain about WrestleMania being 2 nights. I would have loved it had WrestleMania been 2 nights when we all went.
I would like to see like the Intercontinental title headline Mania night 1, something like that. But they didn't belt that up to a Mania headline worthy title.
I hope Drew's not completely out of the title picture. That kind of poor Drew never got to even defend the title in front of a fan, and WrestleMania's gonna have fans. Yeah, man. Okay, for the record, I do not mind Brock Lesnar coming back for WrestleMania. I do not mind him having a role in the card. I do not want him in the title match. That's my only gripe with Brock Lesnar is, hey, the man can draw some money and he puts some asses in some seats. So you'd be stupid not to use him. And again, when Brock Lesnar gives a shit, Brock Lesnar's one of the best in the world. But that's too inconsistent of an attitude, in my opinion, to put him in a title match. Just my opinion.
24/7 title?
Yeah. I mean, he looked like he was going to challenge Truth for that. I'd have been on board with that. Alright, so gonna transition from that, and we're gonna talk about Dynamite now, because once we get through Dynamite,
you'll know why we got a main event.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like I was just gonna say it's really quick for Raw. The only thing that I wrote down was it seems like it's gonna be Miz and Lashley at Fastlane. So
that's pretty much the only thing.
It's really all I gotta say is yay.
I mean, it's not a bad idea. It's just kind of like,
I know, it's like,
that's what I think. I think Miz is gonna lose it, and then Lashley will probably walk into Mania as the champ.
I can see that. I mean, I'd like to see Lashley get it because he's due for it. You know what I mean?
If Lashley was still around, maybe in like 2009 or 10, this actually would have been a kick-ass match. But now it's like, okay. That's really all I can think of is okay.
I mean, if we get like the TNA Lashley in this match, we get TNA Lashley with this title run, which is, as long as he's not doing segments with like his sisters, we're fine.
Please, fuck, no, please, Sammy. This is the one and only time I ever have to cheer against a Canadian. What the hell, man?
All right, so gonna
Oh, and
transition.
also it turns out nobody's favorite tag team is having some tension right now.
Who is that?
Retribution.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, Ali just went off on them, and it's like, oh, someone put them out of their misery already.
Yes, please.
But at least Xavier was actually had the. It was either Xavier or Kobe had the best word saying, "Your girl came back and you still lost." It's like, oh, oh, that's the internet in a nutshell.
Yep. So let's
Oh my.
let's get to
All right,
Dynamite here because we got a lot to
that is
cover.
your weekly update about Retribution. Nobody gives a shit.
Nobody
All right, on to the show.
cares. Nobody cares. All right.
Just add in
So
like the Price is Right. Dun, dun, dun.
so we have Moxley versus Ryan Nemeth again, and I mean it was just kind of a good promo for Mox, but just kind of a match. Like it literally is just a match. It was something. Let's get some more eyeballs on Ryan Nemeth, but it was just kind of. It was just kind of there, you know. Um,
Yeah.
but I mean, I don't know. If someone else got more out of this match other than just it being there, please let me know. Like, I'm not trying to be a jerk. It was just kind of like, other than the promo, which was really good, not really much else to talk about.
Oh, I did hear AEW Games. They're supposed to be releasing the title of their first game either tomorrow. Actually, I literally read it when
Well,
I
we
was on my way back.
also have this right now. Yeah,
I would love if it's called
because
In Your Face.
casino game is available on your mobile devices. So there you go.
Ah, okay.
Got that.
I'm waiting for the GM mode because it's like about freaking time.
Yeah.
They probably will because Kenny knows. He knows what's up.
Yeah.
He plays games.
But I will also be sad when they have Brody Lee on the roster. It's like, oh, my heart.
Yeah. So next match is actually something that was I actually enjoyed a lot more. You have Ricky Starks and Brian Cage, Team Taz versus the Varsity Blondes. Dude, like there's Brian Jr. is like hitting his dad's stuff. Like I almost thought that was his dad. Like how well he's hitting like the double team moves. He's doing a lot of the same stuff that you know his dad did with Steve Austin as part of the Hollywood Blondes, and his dad did with Tom Zink, and he's doing like the springboard clothesline, which I mean, I guess people don't pop for that as much anymore, but like his dad was an innovator of that move, so it's like I was really marking out for seeing those moves, and then I thought this was a really good match. I thought it was probably one of the better Brian Cage and Ricky Starks matches, and of course another great spotlight for the Varsity Blondes. What do you guys have to say?
Yeah. I like Ricky Starks. I thought he was one of my picks for the breakout stars last year, but this match was good. But what came after it was
Oh, that was awesome. I will concede that I do think Sting has been way too overexposed since his debut, but like this was really cool.
Are we gonna get into that first, or save that for a minute?
Well, I mean that was the
the tag match. I feel like Team Taz is really going to be like, I guess like maybe too soon to say, but I guess like the next like inner circle. They're gonna have their moments where like everyone's having a laugh, and then they'll have their moments like, oh my god, no, they're like most hated team ever. But no, I definitely see them, really breaking out, especially Starks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But it was afterwards that, oh my god, like that was too amazing.
I really
Starks and Sammy Guevara are personal friends too. So when they eventually clash down the line or whatever, they're gonna put on like pay-per-view worthy matches too.
Absolutely. Have they ever been tag team members before or no?
Not that I'm aware of.
They weren't maybe just on the indies or
yeah, but say like my only exposure to Ricky Starks has been in the NWA, and that's
okay.
Yeah.
Sammy Guevara wasn't there, so but no, like I really like the whole deal with Sammy, and he has the like the half of it, his face paint looks like Sting, and then Sting comes out with Taz's son in the body bag, and
That was
Yeah.
like, oh,
That was cool. But like,
man.
what I really liked was like when they did the zip line with Darby. But the
Dude,
thing
that
that
shocked
Okay,
me.
that part was like, holy shit, that was amazing.
but the thing that really made the segment for me was how he was using like his skateboard to hit him in the midsection. Because like the staple of my childhood was Sting coming from the rafters, and he would always use his bat. He wouldn't hit him in the head with the bat; he'd hit him in the stomach with the bat. And it was just
Right,
so
yeah.
eerily similar, like the way he came in. Only say using the bat, using the skateboard. I'm like, holy shit! It's like Sting,
It
only it's
definitely did
new.
have like a nostalgia factor, which that I gotta praise for that. Where it's like, I know AEW shouldn't go too heavy with the nostalgia factors, but that was perfect. Like
Yeah.
I swear, I really hope someone on YouTube does like a side by side reel of like Sting coming down and like Darby coming down with their little. Oh my god, I'm drawing blanks here. Like, yeah, basically
Well,
like
I
their
hope he doesn't
section
do
down.
it all the time, though. I hope this is just like a one time promo kind of deal thing.
I feel like Darby might do that again. Like, I guess maybe for like a pay per view. That I would only say
Right?
he should do that. He should
Don't
do
make
like the
this a
rafter
normal
descent.
thing.
Yeah, he should do the rafter descent from for only pay per views.
Or
But Sting was good
or
when he
maybe
was
like
taking the
only
too,
big
because he did a
matches at a
bunch of
pay
his
per view. Like if
moves.
he gets a world title shot on a pay per view, do something like that.
Yeah.
You know, like don't do it
I
for
mean,
every match, every pay per view match either.
did
Or
he
maybe
have his belt when he rafted down? I'm trying to think now. Was he wearing it or something?
We'll get to that
I know
part
he was
later,
wearing a
Michelle.
skateboard.
That's we're kind of saving that part because there's a lot of different opinions going to be there for that. But no, I love the segment.
Yeah.
I love the match. Like,
Well, we got to see a Stinger Splash. We got to see
oh yeah,
Deathlock DDT and did he do a Scorpion Deathlock? I don't know. But if he fucking looked good when he was doing all of that shit, so
yeah.
this match is
Sting,
gonna be good. I just don't want to see him go
take all
too
those
crazy.
dangerous bumps. Yeah. Next match
His,
is
his offense he can do because it's like old school. Like when he did the splash, you can tell it's like one of the safest moves you could do possibly ever.
right,
Like, but back in the day, it was like an overhand club. It was a powerful move.
right. Next up we have Brandon Cutler gonna be on Dynamite facing Jake Hager, and the match was kind of you know, Hager's a monster, and Brandon Cutler is not going to be winning anything on Dynamite. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, he's been like a trainer or something.
Yeah, but the segment afterwards with Papa Butt getting beat up by Jericho and MJF, this was oh shit! Like that is some fucking fuck you kind of shit there. That was I don't mind Hager and I don't mind Jericho. I know that Jericho's winding down, and whoever Jericho's last match is going to be, probably MJF or Sammy. It's going to be a really big deal, but I don't mind Jericho still being around. I like the fact that Jericho has enough sense to take a step back. He's not being like other veterans in his position where he's like, you know, still the main eventer, still, you know, having himself pushed at the expense of everybody else. Like, I don't know. Hulk Hogan. Sorry, frog in my throat. Apologize for that.
He's one of the safest workers though, so he can
yeah.
probably go from as long as he pulls back in tag teams or something. He can go for a couple of years.
And Hager to me is just like he's a good hand. Like if you need like kind of that guy to do like what he did to Brandon Cutler, like, you know, I don't want to see him in the main event, but they all have their spots still on the card. But yeah,
well,
like
okay, so one of the points I'm going to bring up later is this is one of the first matches we've seen Hager even have. He's only had a handful,
right? Especially singles matches. I mean, he had the one at Revolution with Dustin. He had the one with Moxley right after
that
COVID
was his debut
hit.
with Dustin, yeah.
And then he's had some tag matches, but
matches, and that was about it.
Yeah, to me, it's like they had the Wardlow match too, which I really liked the Wardlow match. But yeah, but that segment, that is show that to somebody that says that AEW can't go old school. Like that reminded me of Like when the Horsemen beat up Dusty Rhodes in the parking lot of the of Jim Crockett Promotions, like that's what that reminded me of. Just like, oh,
Yeah.
you son of a bitch, what the fuck? Like that's the vibe it got. Uh, I thought it was brilliant, and I like the imagery of them like bashing his head up against like the young bucks, so you got to see like his blood on the pictures of Matt and Nick. I thought that was some well done. Like the way they produced that segment to get that image was really really well done.
Yeah, like even like I had like just semi hatred. Like when I saw the highlights, like, oh, you freaking bastards! Like,
Mm-hmm.
wow. But am I the only one that thought like the Bucks took too long trying to like go after Jericho and MJF? Because it's like, I know, I get it. You're trying to keep it theatrical, but it's like, okay, realistically, they've already probably chased them before they reach the SUV.
Right.
Yeah, it's probably just right next to it.
I don't know, but
Just
you're also
off the
kind of in the
road.
whole like, oh shit, there's our dad. What do we do?
Well, you saw them like immediately run.
Well, it's probably a long. That was supposed to be in the back. You know, that's probably a long way
I
out. Like,
guess true,
have you
true
ever?
enough, but
I mean, look at how long it took us to get out of fucking Madison Square Garden. I mean, imagine being backstage with all that shit. You know.
true
Um,
enough.
Next match
Yeah,
is.
but Daily Place is like right next to the parking lot and stuff like that, like where they
It's
do it.
still probably a long ways away to get through the back and get down to wherever the production truck was. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's probably like even if you're running, it's still probably a couple minutes to run there. Um,
Probably.
but you know, it is what it is. Next match, Hangman Page versus Isaiah Cassidy. This was damn good. Like I really liked this match a lot. Um, like what they're setting up with and even with BTE, like with the stuff going on. Like Page is not in the Dark Order, but they're starting to kind of get along with him more. John Silver has called him, you know, the Frog's pussy. That's how cool he is. Um, and I'm gonna get banned from YouTube for probably saying that, but I don't know. I really like the match. I think it's really setting up. Like they've done a good job. A stipulation that kind of seemed a little silly at first. Like I'm just not a big fan of like in storyline money bonuses and stuff like that, unless like the bad guy's gonna win. That's just not my cup of tea. But they've done a really good job making me care about like being able to add a serious side of it and not make it so goofy. The fact that like okay, they've made the stakes mean more than just kind of a funny. Oh no, what's gonna happen when Big Money Matt doesn't have his money? LOL. You know, or you know what I mean?
Well, it's simple. He'll turn broken.
Boo.
They should just have Rebel and
Excuse
the
me.
kids in the front row because they should be like, they're taking money out of my kids' mouth or whatever. They're taking food off my table. There's my
Oh
family.
yeah, Hangman
You're
is
taking
the.
money away from them.
Oh yeah, that'd be
Like they
funny.
gotta ramp it up. They gotta ramp it up because I don't care about it either.
I care about it now more than I did because it's like you need something good for Hangman. Because Hangman, you know, Michelle said he's probably the best character in the whole company. He's the one that I'm the most invested in, at least. You know, I care to see Hangman rise to the top now. I can see him do something like that, but like you can't. To me, like if I mean we don't know. You know, Revolution predictions are next week, but you know
Yeah.
if if Hangman were to win that match, you know, you gotta like go really like you can then have the leeway to be funny if Hangman wins.
I'm already gonna picture it that Matt is probably gonna make like those fake like infomercial promos. Be like, "My name is Matt Hardy. These are my kids. We don't have money.
Yes.
Please support us." Just
Well, I was thinking
one of
like
those depressing Sarah McLaughlin videos. Like, oh
I
please.
will remember you. I was kind of thinking more of like the
Actually, no. Even funnier. Bring in Sarah McLaughlin, please.
I mean, they paid for they paid for Jungle Boy's music, but I was thinking more like the South Park sketch, like with the Napster and Metallica, and they go, "There's Lars now. He was gonna have a solid gold hot tub put in with a Shark Tank bar,
oh my god!
but now because of Napster." He's gonna have to wait another 6 months. Like that's something they should big money, Matt. Like because I've lost my income, I was gonna have this ridiculous thing made, but now I can't.
That's honestly one of my favorite South Park episodes. It's like, oh my god, people exploit Christian rock so much.
But we gotta move on from that. That's just I'm more excited about what I thought would be a comedy match
I'm
now.
gonna put that in my GM mode. We're gonna make promos out of it, if it hopefully lets me.
Next match, women's world title eliminator match. Britt Baker versus Nyla Rose. It was a good match. I was really disappointed Britt didn't win, because I really feel like.
Yeah, I thought she.
I really feel like I felt like this was going to be like, I didn't really want her to win the whole tournament, but I feel like her making it to the finals would be good. Because I still feel.
Is she gonna pull her whole conspiracy theories again?
God, I hope so. That was good.
This Sunday they're gonna do Thunder Rosa versus Riho.
Yeah, and that I don't like that at all. Like they have really, like this has actually been good. Like this could have really helped the women's division, but them kind of putting all the stuff on BR Live. Like I understand the Joshi stuff and the stuff from Japan. You can't put that on Dynamite. Hey, I get it. Like that's fine, but like Rio and Thunder Rosa should be on fucking Dynamite. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's gonna be a great fucking match.
Oh yeah, it will be.
But I really like this Baker and it was a good match. This one right here, but same thing you're saying. I thought Britt Baker should have won. Nyla Rose, she's the two-time champ now, right?
Been one, but yeah.
So she doesn't. She can kind of step away from the.
Yeah,
I realize they need something to do, but like Britt Baker would have benefited more from going a little bit further in the finals. Or yeah, like we'll see how it shapes. I haven't watched any of the Japanese tournament going on.
Yeah, I've watched some of it. Like it's good. It's great wrestling. I mean. This is like where. This is where I'm going to be highly critical of AEW. It's like, okay. With the exception of like some haters that Eric and I know that will shit on everything AEW does because it's not Randy Orton, The Fiend, or Bully Ray says to. The big criticism that everybody, even the loyal AEW fans have had about AEW have been, wow, the women's division's left a lot to be desired. These matches elevate the women's division, and you're putting it on not Dynamite. What the fuck gives?
Yeah,
I don't get it. I don't understand that. Like it just if
hell, not even for maybe a Dynamite pre-show.
I mean, I don't know. Or even Dark. Fuck, put them on Dark at least, for the love of God. Just.
Well, I heard they're gonna be doing a new show soon, so maybe they'll.
Well, sure, we're gonna get to.
Yep, we will. John Moxley retains the U.S. title. Who gives a fucking shit?
But to be fair, too, they are shooting on all cylinders by spreading themselves around. So I mean, I'm gonna definitely try to tune in on Sunday or at least watch it. So it's like I'm sure as many other people are gonna.
As Michelle says, she doesn't hates people now. I hate John Moxley in New Japan now. He's never in New Japan. Why the fuck should he retain the fucking title? Sorry, that's a little interlude for the breaking news I just got texted. Why the fuck? All right. So moving on. We go to main event time. Rey Fenix versus Lance Archer. Wow, this was good. I will give credit to Phoenix, because Phoenix is slowly but surely becoming one of the best in the world, but if he wasn't already there, but everybody always wants to give all the praise to Phoenix, but Lance Archer did his part in this match too. I feel like we gotta say.
So he's gonna continue on to be in the triple threat.
Yes, he
No, not
retained.
triple threat.
They should just retire the fucking U.S. title because it's just not important as long as Jon Moxley has it. That's my hot take. As long as Jon Moxley
He's gonna
holds
be
the
in
U.S. title, it means fuck all because it's not there. He is the Brock Lesnar, and it's not Jon Moxley. I'm not going to blow this on Mox's shoulders. It's not him. He is the Brock Lesnar Universal Champion of New Japan Pro Wrestling. Come at me. But yeah, Rey Fenix was great. Archer was great. This was Archer, like, this is his best AEW match so far. Like, this is him showing how good he is. And he never gets enough credit from TNA to, I'm not going to conclude his WWE run, but like TNA New Japan, he never got any credit for how good he is. And he's damn good.
Yeah.
It says, I'm regretting getting
especially
Penta's
just in
tattoos, but
real
not Phoenix.
and just in real life, you know, he's
Get
such
both!
a gentle giant. Like you
Oh, yeah.
literally see that on BTE.
Oh yeah, he's a great dude. I've met him one time, but I know like people that like did shows with him. They always. But yeah, this was.
No, the match was good.
Match was good. I'm surprised, and since it was like, you know, for the spot in that ladder match, that Rey Fenix did not get a spot, because you'd think, you know, a ladder match, Rey Fenix. But
Pentagon's in it.
yeah, but then again, I also kind of think, hey, you know, maybe we gotta wait for certain things like this. Maybe we gotta wait for Phoenix's breakout moment. Maybe we're gonna get Phoenix and, you know, maybe whoever wins this isn't gonna beat Darby, and Phoenix can challenge Darby later. You know, when Darby might actually lose. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, you know, don't let so-and-so win the Royal Rumble because the champs retain at WrestleMania. But let that person win Money in the Bank, or let that person get the shot SummerSlam. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
SummerSlam.
I'm talking about like if this were like the WWE, like the logic behind, like, you know, oh, boo, this person didn't win the Royal Rumble. No, it's fine. Let them win it later on, because, yeah. So yeah, that is Dynamite. So now
I just wish they kind of changed the name of that ladder match. Like, I really have to call it the Face of the Revolution. Like, just call it a ladder match. That's it.
Well, isn't it gonna be the winner goes for the TNT title? Is that the thing? Yeah.
Here's the one thing they bet.
AEW's version of that little lunchbox briefcase that Kenta keeps carrying around.
Well, you don't have it anymore because fucking we gotta have Moxley play hide and go fuck, you know, go away on daddy leave and keep the fucking belt with him, you know.
Or Kenta might win it. You never know.
Yeah, I just said he didn't win.
I'm going for Kenta. Oh.
I just said a minute ago that he lost. Moxley won.
Oh, wow.
That's why I went in my sidebar about Moxley with this belt is is like New Japan's version of Brock Lesnar having the Universal title.
I know. I'm literally trying to keep focus with everything because everything's just going crazy today.
Yeah. So this is
now. Let's really go to now like.
Now that we're all fucking, or at least I'm fucking fired up, let's talk about the big news of the week.
Where do we even begin?
Well, just basically,
I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Like, this was not like big news to me. This was a bombshell. Like, you're telling me that Paul White, aka The Big Show, just signed with AEW, and he's not wrestling. You know, he's being there as like some broadcaster for.
Well, he can wrestle. Like they have.
Oh, he can wrestle.
Yeah, he is signed on to potentially be a wrestler too. Like it is in his contract that he has signed as a broadcaster, producer, and wrestler.
Okay, but yeah.
But I've come to learn out that like anybody like that gets signed, if they're even going to think about having him wrestle, they have to have that provision in their contract. Okay. So.
Well, I remember like when Hager like he first signed with AEW like for like I think I heard like for 3 months he wasn't allowed to wrestle because of Bellator MMA obligations or something. But yeah, other than that, like this literally was a bombshell to me. It's like, how the hell did this happen? What the hell did WWE do? And did the Big Show even still had a contract then?
I guess he just didn't resign.
I didn't even know he was released. I never heard news that the WWE released him.
I don't think like he just kind of quietly didn't resign. That's from what I'm reading from the
Okay.
reports.
And you know what's funny that his failed Netflix show is still on his Twitter header. I'm sorry, not sorry, but that was not going to last long at all. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, I'm still
I'm gonna let
processing it.
I'm gonna let Eric speak because I know in our group text he had a little bit more of a one-sided opinion than I have, so I'm gonna let him say his piece and then I'll speak mine.
All right, floor's all yours, brother.
Yeah, I don't really mind. I don't care for this at all. Like, if I'm thinking bring in fresh, new, elite talent that we are going to build up new guys and do have a fresh new company. Big Show's the least person on my list. He might be a hell of a guy to work with. He might be the nicest person in the world. He might be great on the creative side of the team or whatever. But I don't really care to hear him speak. First of all, like to be a commentator. I haven't heard him commentate yet, but I just don't really like his. I don't like the big gargled voices. Like imagine if Shawn Michaels was a commentator full time, you would fucking hate it just because it's like, dude, this guy needs to clear his throat or whatever. Like, I don't want to hear it, but him wrestling too, he's probably going to just have that match with Shaq like they were supposed to have in WWE because they were supposed to do that a couple of times or whatever, and it kept on getting pushed or canceled. So that's a good way for Cody to kind of get out of that thing by being like, oh, because like how they're trying to build it up as like, we're giants, you're not a giant, whatever. Shaq's a giant, and you can be like, you know what, I got the original giant or some, you can do
Right.
something cool like that for the reveal. But honestly, do I want to see him wrestle? No, I don't care. Like I just don't. Like I didn't. No matches I can think of in WWE lately where he's been in. Even when he was back in the I don't know, 10 years ago, 5 years ago,
Right.
I never cared for him. Back in the day, hell yeah, the Giant was the shit. WCW era, early 90s Attitude Era and stuff. I loved him. But it's like, it's as if Kane would have went over to AEW too. I'd be just as least as excited, although he can probably do commentary pretty well. But
Right.
I just don't really care about it. I don't know. Like, I'm sure some people are going to be excited about it. I'm sure, like I said, I heard on a podcast or something like that, people asked him, "What do you think about the please retire chants or whatever?" And he said, "Why would I do that? Because I'm a safe worker. All the backstage people love me. All my coworkers love me because they want to work with me because I'm safe. I can put them over. I'm a legend. Blah blah." I get it, but I'm just not excited for it. Like I'd rather
Gotcha.
see anyone else. But also, like I was saying earlier, keep on bringing fucking people in. Like, dude, you're not even using the people you have. Like I was saying, Jake Hager only had a handful of matches so far. He's one of the original WWE guys to come over and stuff. Like, but they keep on, and then Miro too. We'll see what happens at Revolution or whatever. But literally, like they're not using the people they have. So just keep on bringing people in. Maybe if they're going to be on the creative side or whatever, but they're also going to be making a new show. So if they need people, but they have a group of commentators right now, so it's just like I don't understand.
So I'm confused.
It's
Is Dark
baffling.
Elevation like the third AEW show we're gonna have, or are they just rebranding Dark?
Well, because Dark they have
They're splitting
Kaz.
Dark into two different shows. Like one is gonna be like a one is gonna be like Heat and one's gonna be like Elevation, where it's gonna
Velocity.
have like, well, it's Dark is gonna be more like, hey, here's the AEW people that didn't get featured on Dynamite. This is just from what I've read, so there might be a report that says it's completely wrong, but this is what I've read. Dark's gonna be like that. Elevation's gonna be like, hey, here's the AEW guys, and here's those indie guys that that randomly get brought in, trying to fight for a spot or trying to fight to get noticed. You know what I mean?
So I guess like Elevation is gonna be like our version of NXT. Dark is basically SmackDown, and then Dynamite obviously Raw, except not a snooze fest.
Something like that. Yeah. Here's my take on the Big Show.
Okay, I feel like they might be expanding a little too fast with this, but okay, if
I,
this is what you want to do,
I mean,
let's
as
see.
long as if it's
I
just
already
on
said my speech. I
if
already
it's
said my
just on
piece.
YouTube, like it's not that bad to me. But it's like, hey, if you release part of Dark on Monday and part of Dark on Tuesday, like then Dark doesn't feel like such a chore to get through. So there's that. Um, but here's my thoughts on the Big Show. I was shocked to see it because you thought Big Show was going to be one of those lifers.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
So it's kind of one of those. Hey, if he's like, we always say like, oh, so and so will never jump. I mean, granted, like, oh, I'm sure like Shawn and Triple H and
Hell, like some of the wrestlers that I remember
those
from
people
my
would never
childhood.
jump.
Some
But
of the wrestlers that I remembered from my childhood, Big Show was one of them because
right,
just how huge he was, and he literally
he's the first
was
wrestler I
basically
ever
the
met in my
second
life.
coming of Andre the Giant.
Yeah. But it's like you have like the few set in stone made men and women, like Stephanie or people like that. They'll never jump. But like when you hear like you think Big Show's going to be a WWE lifer and then he jumps, then it's kind of like all those, hey, Brock Lesnar in AEW may not be too far off, or John Cena in AEW may not be an off-base thing that might not happen. You know what I mean? Like all these other people, you're like, oh, they're forever WWE.
Maybe
If
Big Show the Spy.
Yeah, but say maybe. But like if Big Show can jump, anybody can jump. So that was my big takeaway.
Okay.
As far as
that's like Jim Lee joining Image. It's like if Big Show went and he was loyal as hell, who else is going to be?
Right.
Triple H is going to be like, hey man, give me an application.
Right. Well, I mean, not Triple H, but like.
Oh yeah, the
John
Cena
in AEW might happen. You don't know. I'm not saying I want it, but it's like you never know. But as far as do I want to see him?
Cena joining AEW? I'm just gonna say it out there. That's never gonna happen.
Well,
that's not the point. Getting back on topic.
But I know.
There's no matches with like Eric said. There is no matches with the Big Show I want to see. Do I think that the Shaq match would be big? Like, could be big for like new eyeballs, and again, kind of like what I've been saying with Cody and the Shaq match. Like, could this be good for AEW? Because sometimes you got to play a little ball with the mainstream audience and not just the big wrestling fans. Absolutely, I respect that. There is no matches with the Big Show that I want to see.
Yeah.
There's none that I want to see,
agree.
but I also know, because, telling the story, Big Show's the first wrestler I ever met. He was just outside his bus hanging out, and I remember somebody asking him, what do you think about, like, it was like, what do you think about so-and-so? What do you think about John Cena? What do you think about Batista? What do you think about this person, that person? And I remember him saying, about how at WrestleMania 20, nobody wanted to put John Cena over. And Big Show said, no, John Cena's talented, and I want to put him over. And he did that, and then, a little bit later on, nobody wanted to put over Daniel Bryan, and Big Show stepped up, and he's like, I'll do it. So, while I don't want to see the Big Show wrestle, to us in this bubble, Big Show wrestling's not a good thing, but to some new fan going, oh shit, Sammy Guevara just beat the Big Show. That's a big fucking deal.
They got Sting, now they got Big Show. Like, it's another big name, like you're saying, like to the.
Oh
casual.
God, that'll be a major reunion right there.
Right.
Well, it's definitely bringing new eyeballs because people are like, I've heard of Big Show, I've heard of Sting, I've heard of.
And again, like, if the bulk of his
Jake the Snake.
Exactly. If the bulk of his contributions to AEW is commentary and behind the scenes, like he is somebody who could teach the young guys, like as a producer, along with Arn and Jerry Lynn and something like that. Like, I feel that I'm very much in the wait and see camp, because it might suck. They might totally mismanage this, and we may not like it. And I that's a very, very, very good possibility. He could also just take such a secondary role and it be just kind of good for the company morale overall that it's a good thing. I'm at a very
Yeah.
wait and see approach. I'm not thinking this isn't the most excited I've been for an announcement for a signing for AEW, but I'm also not in the see, this is why AEW isn't that good camp like other people we know. Like, see, there's WCW, and Vince is gonna fucking murder him like he did WCW. Like all these other talking heads on the internet or in group chats or whatever. I'm not that guy. I'm much like lots of things in life. I'm kind of just in the middle, and I'm kind of just gonna wait shit out.
I only have just one request on what they can do with the Big Show. Can I just see him knock
Yeah,
out
fair enough.
MJF, please? Just one. Just
That'd be
it'll be
good.
beautiful.
That'd be good. And then he loses to MJF and makes MJF even bigger.
No, no match. Just a segment. MJF tries to be stupid, cocky, whatnot. Then, bam, knock him out. And then him and Jericho, they look eye to eye and be like, they just have like a little laugh because their past experience as a tag team. Be like, he's a little punk. It's like, yeah, but he's my little punk.
Now, see, I
Yeah,
wouldn't.
Jericho. I can see that happening.
MJF would have to get something back on the Big Show. MJF would. I will die on that hill. MJF after that would have to get something back on Big Show. You do not let that just happen without MJF getting something back on him. Absolutely not. What am I doing dying on MJF's hill? What the fuck? It must be a Friday. I must not be in my right mind. We gotta wrap this up. I'm the one standing up for MJF. This is wrong.
Minus one hit MJF with a kendo stick. That was the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Minus what was going on, but that was still the best thing ever.
Big Show can dress like a dinosaur and join Jurassic Express. Or he can...
No, Big Show Luchasaurus as a tag team.
He can put a Triceratops hat on or something like the big one.
They can be called the Big Dinosaur.
No, we can have like Russellsaurus and Luchasaurus.
Yeah, him and Marco can tag together.
Or
he could.
I saw one that said now that he's on TNT, you can have the Go Big Show, the Go Big Show.
The Go Big Show versus the Go. Ah, fuck! I can't even say it. It's a tongue twister.
The Go Big Show. There you go. That's how you say it. All right, it's time for us to wrap this up.
Having a debut segment or whatever, then get interrupted by MJF and Jericho, and then him knock out MJF, and then Jericho looks like they're about to fight, but then right when we're about to fight, they actually hug, and then him join Inner Circle. I can see that too. Where he's
I could definitely see MJF really calling out Paul White, saying like, "Well, look at that!
It's Captain Insano.
From the Go Big Show to a now former Netflix realities or former Netflix superstar."
I don't know. Does he have a?
No,
is that why he didn't
debut
so far? Does he have a 30-day or 3-month no compete thing or whatever?
I don't know.
Yeah, that was my thing. That's why I asked, like, when did he quietly get released by WWE and his no compete clause, like what the Revival had to go through?
I don't know.
He's special because he has like a Legends contract or whatever. But they should. AEW should just start like another belt and just have only former WWE guys in it. Just throw them all in their own little group. Hardy and
they could call it the 365-day championship.
No, I'm good without all of that, but I am good with all the people that tuned in tonight. Thank you all for watching. Appreciate all the support. If you enjoyed, please give it a like, share, subscribe for more content. Not just from the world of pro wrestling, for the comic books, gaming, anime, and all things geek culture. Follow me on my social media pages, Facebook.com/AthleticGeekA9, Twitter @Athletic_GeekA9, Instagram @AthleticGeekA9. And if you'd like to help this channel out financially, hit me up on Patreon. Patreon.com/AthleticGeekA9. Easy, do you have any social media to plug while I feel a sneeze coming on?
Guys, you can follow my social media accounts at Speakeasy Tweets, that's Twitter, Speakeasy TikTok, Speakeasy Insta, and Speakeasy Snap. I do motivational messages. I'm working my way to becoming a professional life coach by the end of 2021. So hit me up if you ever need a friend or support in anything. And I love doing this a lot. I miss hanging out with these weirdos ever since like our last occurrence at Mania 35. And really just be safe out there because we are going to beat this pandemic. And
Real
hopefully
quick,
things are going to be back to normal.
from out of nowhere, I've gotten a message from someone who was tuned in saying that they heard that the Big Show's contract was up a week after the Legends night. So there you go.
Oh.
So his contract just relapsed. So there you go. Or relapse is not the right word. Expired.
Released.
Yeah.
We
Eric.
wish you the best in your future endeavors.
Eric, you got anything for Salem Macari as you're getting ready to move?
No, not really. Just the same shit. Check it out.
Check it out. Buy his shit. Buy his shit. And for Eric Wade and Easy, we're just Marks, and we're out. Have a good one. All right.